Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Let's Learn with Us. My name is Ridha&Zidni and then
Ridha.
so we're going to continue our next material.
Start.
Alright, so for the next one, we are gonna talking about the academic discussion. Academic discussion appear in part B of the listening section of the computer TOEFL test. For each of the academic discussions in this part of the test, we will see a series of context setting and content visuals as you listen to a 120 to 150 second discussion by 2 to 5 speakers. After you see the visuals and listen to the discussion, you will hear a series of questions as you see each question and its answer choices on the computer screen. You must click on the best answer choice to each question on the computer screen. A variety of types of questions are possible in this part of the test. Some of these types of questions may follow a discussion. First, multiple choice questions with one correct answer. Ask you to select the best answer from 4 choices based upon the information given in the discussion. A multiple choice question with one correct answer may ask about the main idea or directly or indirectly answer detail from the passage. Second, multiple choice questions with 2 correct answers. Ask you to select the 2 correct answers from 4 choices based upon the information given in the discussion. A multiple choice question with 2 correct answers may ask about directly or indirectly answered detail from the passage. Third, graphic questions with 4 letters. Ask you to click on one of 4 letters on a graphic that answers a question. A graphic question with 4 letters may ask about directly or indirectly answered detail from the passage. Fourth, question with 4 graphics. Ask you to click on one of 4 graphics that answers a question. A question with 4 graphics may ask about a directly or indirectly answered detail from the passage. Fifth, matching questions. Ask you to match 3 categories of information from the passage with details from each of the categories. A matching question generally asks about the organization of ideas in the passage. And the last, ordering question. This will ask you to put 4 pieces of information in the correct procedural or chronological order. An ordering question generally asks about the overall organization of ideas in the passage. The following example of an academic discussion shows each of these type of question. But on the actual computer TOEFL test, you will probably not see all of these type of questions accompanying one academic discussion. And now we have some procedures to answer academic discussion. So the first procedure is to listen carefully to the academic discussion. You may listen to the discussion one time only. Second, use the first visual to help you focus on the context. The first visual appears on the screen at the beginning of each academic discussion. It shows you how many people are talking and where they are talking. Anywhere from 2 to 5 people could be taking part in an academic discussion. 3. Focus on the overall meaning of the academic discussion rather than on specific words or expression. The next, relate the remaining visuals to the academic discussion. Then listen carefully to each question following the academic discussion as you read it on the screen. The next, understand the ordering of the questions that accompany an academic discussion. Next, do not panic if you do not understand all of the details of the academic discussion. 8. Click on an answer on the computer screen when you have selected an answer. 9. Click on next, then click on confirm as answer to record your answer. Then the last, be prepared for the next question. After you click on confirm answer, the next question begins automatically. And now we are going to the first skill for answering academic discussion. Well, in this next skill, or the skill or strategist number 29, we are gonna recognize the organization. As you listen to each academic discussion in part B of the computer TOEFL test, you should be thinking about the organization of the passage, because questions about the organization of the passage quite commonly accompany the academic discussion. The types of questions that test the organization of the passage are matching question and ordering question. Matching questions are used to test your understanding of the organization of a classification passage that discusses the various types or categories of a given topic. Ordering questions are used to test your understanding of the organization of a process or chronological passage that discusses either how something is accomplished or a series of historical events. Look at an example of part of a discussion with a classification organization, followed by a matching question. Now we have the first example, and on the audio, you hear the narrator will says, listen to a part of a discussion by students taking a geology class. The discussion is on types of rocks. Then the man number one, or the speaker number one, says, for the quiz today, we need to understand what the various types of rocks are. Then the second speaker, or the woman, replies, yes, the main categories of rocks are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Then the third speaker, or the man number two, says, I think I understand igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are rocks that are formed from extremely hot magma. But what are the other two types of rocks? Then the man number one replies again, sedimentary rocks consist of older rocks and once living material. These materials are compounded into rocks with layers or strata and become sedimentary rocks. Then the woman says again, now for the third kind of rocks, which are metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that were originally igneous or sedimentary but were transformed by intense heat or pressure. In your mind, you will think that this passage classifies various types of rocks. Then you see the question, what is the key characteristic of each of these types of rocks? Then you're gonna click on a press, then click on the entry box in the correct column. Use each part only once. Then igneous rocks, you should click for layers. Then sedimentary rocks, click were transformed by heat or pressure. Then metamorphic rocks formed from burning magma. In the discussion, the students state that igneous rocks formed from extremely hot magma, that sedimentary rocks are rocks with layers or strata, and that metamorphic rocks were transformed by intense heat or pressure. From this, it can be determined that igneous rocks formed from burning magma, that sedimentary rocks formed in layers, and that metamorphic rocks were transformed by heat or pressure.
Now, this is skill 30. Listen for direct and indirect details. We already learned it, yeah, guys, from the subject structure about direct and indirect. But this is when you find it, you have to learn that you should focus on the details from the passage and indirect information that can be inferred from these details, because questions about direct and indirect details quite commonly accompany the academic discussions. Multiple choice questions are used to test direct and indirect details, and these multiple choice questions may have one correct answer or two correct answers. Look at an example. Here are the example, yeah. Narrator, man 1, woman, and man 2. So there are 3 people, guys. Narrator, listen to a part of a discussion by a group of students taking an astronomy class. The discussion is on our galaxy. Okay, man 1. And how large is our galaxy, do you know? Woman, I believe the text said that our galaxy has radius of 35,000 light years. Okay, that's the woman thinking. Man too. Then that would be a diameter of 70,000 light years. Okay, the man too give his opinion. Man one. And where is our sun position in the galaxy? Woman, our sun is orbiting at an average distance of 29,000 light years from the center of the galaxy. So, where is the direct and where is the indirect details? So, indirect details is woman and man too. Yeah, this is. I believe the text said that our galaxy has a radius of 35,000 light years. This is indirect because she quite unsure about her statement. So, like the statement is she doesn't know yet if it's really true or not, and then meant to. Then that would be a diameter of 7,000 light years. This is also indirect because then that would be so it just might be, yeah, he also like doesn't really sure about his statement. Woman, our sun is orbiting at an average distance of 29,000 light years from the center of the galaxy. This is direct because she doesn't use would be or might be or I believe, but this is the direct because he's sure about the statement. Okay, so this is direct. So we have this. This spreadsheet gives the direct and indirect details about our sun and our galaxy. How wide is our galaxy? So how wide is our galaxy? Our sun is orbiting at an average distance of 29 light years from the center of the galaxy. So the answer is an 35,000, yeah, 35,000. So the answer is B, guys. 35,000 light years. Because here we are. The main one is asked to the birth of the moment and man too. And how large is our galaxy, do you know? And woman state, as answer, I believe that the text say that our galaxy has a radius of 35,000 light years. So our galaxy is 35,000 light years.
So the next skill or the strategy number 31 is to visualize the passage. As you listen to each academic discussion in part B of the computer TOEFL test, you should try to visualize what you hear in the passage because visual questions about what is being described in the passage quite commonly accompany the academic discussion. There are two types of visual questions that may accompany an academic discussion. One type of visual question shows you four drawings and asks you to click on the one drawing of the four that answers a question. The other type of visual question shows you one drawing with four letters on it and asks you to click on the one letter of the four that answers a question. Look at an example of a part of a discussion and a visual question with four drawings. So we have another example here. In the computer, you will hear the narrator says, listen to a part of a discussion in a phonology class. The discussion is about how the English sound is produced. Then the first speaker or the instructor says, the next sound we'll talk about is the T sound. What type of sound is the T sound, Hannah? Then Hannah answers, the T sound is an alveolar sound. This means that the T sound is formed when the tip of the tongue is placed against the alveolar ridge and then is suddenly removed. The instructor asks again, and where is the alveolar ridge? Hannah answers again, the alveolar ridge is the ridge in the mouth just behind the top front teeth. The instructor says again, that is exactly right. If you practice forming a T sound, you can feel the tip of your tongue against the alveolar ridge. Then you will think that this passage has something that I should try to visualize. Then you see the question, where is the alveolar ridge? Then you have this picture like A, B, C, and D. Each of them points at the different place of the mouth. In the discussion, Hannah states that the alveolar ridge is the ridge in the mouth just behind the top front teeth. So, where is the answer that points just behind the top front teeth? So, the answer is B. So, the next one, we are going to talking about the academic lectures. Academic lectures appear in part B of the listening section of the computer to play test. For each of the academic lectures in this part of the test, you will see a series of context setting and content visual as you listen to 120 to 150-second lecture by a university professor. After you see the visuals and listen to the lecture, you will hear a series of questions as you see each question and its answer choices on the computer screen. You must click on the best answer choice to each question on the computer screen. A variety of types of questions are possible in this part of the test. Some of these types of questions may follow lecture. First, multiple choice questions with one correct answer. And next, multiple choice questions with two correct answers. Third, graphic questions with 4 letters. Fourth, questions with 4 graphics. Fifth, matching questions. And sixth, ordering questions. Then we have some procedures for the academic lectures. First, listen carefully to the academic lecture. You may listen to the lecture one time only. The next one, use the first visual to help you focus on the context. The first visual appears on the screen at the beginning of each academic lecture. It shows you that a professor is giving a lecture in an academic lecture hall. And the third, focus on the overall meaning of the academic lecture rather than on specific words or expressions. Fourth, relate the remaining visual to the academic lecture. The remaining visuals are related to the portion of the lecture that you hear as you see the visual. Fifth, listen carefully to each question following the academic lecture as you read it on the screen. Each listening question is both spoken and written on the computer screen. 6. Understand the ordering of the questions that accompany an academic lecture. 7. Do not panic if you do not understand all the details of the academic lecture. You can still answer the questions correctly without understanding each detail of the lecture. 8. Click on an answer on the computer screen when you have selected the answer. You may still change your mind at this point and click on a different answer. The next, click on next, then click on confirm answer to record your answer. After you click this button, you cannot go back and change your answer, so you need to be careful. And the last one is to be prepared for the next question. After you click on confirm answer, the next question begins automatically.
Skill 32, recognize the organization. So we already learned about the academic lecture in part E of the computer. So we should be thinking about the organization also of the passage because questions about the organization of the passage quite commonly accompany the academic lectures. The types of questions that test the organization of the passage are matching questions and ordering questions. Matching questions are used to test your understanding of the organization of classification passage that discusses the various types of categories or given topic. Ordering questions are used to test your understanding of the organization of a process or a logical passage that discusses either how something is accomplished or a series of historical events. Look at an example, okay? So this is the category or organize the text, yeah guys. So we have to listen carefully and organizing it, but we cannot like once again we cannot write it on note, so we have to remember it, or we have to like remember listen to the conversation, and then we also try slightly and directly differentiate them. Okay, this is the example. Narrator: listen to a part of a lecture in a health class. The professor is talking about burns. Okay, talking about burns, yeah. Professor: today I'll be thinking about different kinds of burns. Different kinds of burns. So you have to directly remembering it and differentiate it in your mind. Or maybe you can write it, yeah, when you exercising. First degree burns are characterized by some redness to the surface of the skin as well as pain and swelling. Okay, so the first degree burns is characterized by some redness to the surface and pain and swelling, yeah. And second degree burns, the upper layer of skin are reddish. Okay, reddish and damage. Okay, so it become like more damage, yeah, and there is evidence of loss of body fluids. Okay, in the third degree also there are three kinds of burns, yeah. The skin is whitish or charged and there is damage to tissues beneath the skin. Okay, so what characterize this each of these types of burn? So you have to remembering it. Tissue damage beneath the skin. Okay, first degree burn. Now tissue damage beneath the skin. This is the third degree burn. And pain swelling. This is second damage to upper skin layers. Look, upper skin layers. Yeah, some redness to the surface of the skin as well as pain and swelling. So the swelling is number 2. Pain and swelling. This is the first degree burn, and then second degree burn, damage to upper skin layers, and then third degree burn is tissue damage beneath the skin. So you have to listen carefully and remembering it, and don't forget to write it on your notebook.
Well, maybe that's all the video for this week. See you later in the next video.
Bye bye.